world is theirs. Yeah, the world is yours. I was once that little boy, terrified of the world. Now I'm on a world tour. I will give up everything, even start a world war. For these ghetto girls and boys I'm rapping around the world for. Africa to New York, Haiti then I detour. Oakland out to Oakland, Gaza Strip to Detroit. Say hip-hop only destroy. Tell them look at me, boy. I hope your son don't have a gun and never be a D-boy.
Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up. The show goes on alright. Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up. The show goes on.
So no matter what you've been through, no matter what you into, no matter what you see, when you look outside your window, brown grass or green grass, picket fence or barbed wire, never ever put them down. You just lift your arms higher, raise them till your arms tired. Let them know you there, that you struggling, surviving, that you gon' persevere. Yeah, ain't nobody leaving, nobody going home. Even if they turn the lights out, the show is going on. Alright.
Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so strong. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up. The show goes on alright. Already the show goes on all night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up. The show goes on.
I'm in shambles since I blew my 16th candle. It's the little things that I can't handle. And we're still in July. Call me or reach me cause I need samples. A newspapers with no more scandals. Some loose change with no more vandals. Can I get up out my mind? And yeah, I know my world's burning down. Where to run, who to call? Even though my world's burning down, I know I can get through the fall. Cause life must go on. One blink then it's all gone. I said life must go on. Even when you know it's all wrong. Whether you're high, whether you're low, gotta keep on, be a part of the show. I said life must go on. Go on, and you know I got you in my mind. In the chemistry that I combine, sis, a melody that's singing you're not fine, but they can't hear me out. So I'm in a rapid conversation to know if this is any normal sensation. The internet saying I'm temptations, and they can't hear me shout. And yeah, I know my world's burning down. Where to run, who to call? Even though my world's burning down, I know I can get through the fall. Cause life must go on. One blink then it's all gone. I said life must go on. Even when you know it's all wrong. Whether you're high, whether you're low, gotta keep on, be a part of the show. I said life must go on. Go on, and you know I got you.
Everything keeps on changing, and I'm caught in the middle. I just keep getting anxious. Yeah, I'm caught in the middle. Trouble turning these pages. Yeah, I'm caught in the middle.
Life must go on. One blink, then it's all gone. I said life must go on.
Live from assorted corners in the Twin Cities, it's Brave New Workshop Goes Viral. And here's your host, Caleb McEwen.
Hello, folks. We've been experiencing some technical difficulties. I do not know if I'm live right now or not, so I'm checking in with my technician Matthew on the other end to see if he is getting the feed. We lost it there for a second and we lost audio, so we're seeing if that is back up and running right now. In the meantime, you may or may not be hearing me. I really don't know. So we're going to wait until we find out about that, and then we will move on from there. Matthew, if you can hear this, give me a shout out just so that I know that the feed is coming through. If not, we will try to fix it and get back with you. All right. I am getting the word that everyone has heard this, so fantastic. Things are off to a great start once again here, everyone. Welcome to the Brave New Workshop Goes Viral, which I understand is now able to be heard, whereas moments ago it was not. The wonderful world of technology continues to expand and implode around us at all times, and I am excited that you are now connecting with me on a number of different levels, visually, in an audio fashion, and possibly even spiritually now too. Now, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is the Brave New Workshop Goes Viral. The Brave New Workshop is the oldest, longest-running comedy theater in America, located in downtown Minneapolis. But since the onset of COVID-19, we have not been able to open our doors. We have been shut down as part of the stay-at-home order in Minnesota, so our live theater has been dark and empty. And we have begun doing these streaming shows so that you can allow us in a safe way into your living rooms wherever you may be this evening. Now, we know that many people have been cooped up for a long time, and this is a chance to kind of pretend that you got back out there in the real world once again. So we encourage everyone, while you're watching, act like you are out in a big crowd. Scream, yell, jump up and down, drink, do whatever it is that makes you feel like you are out on the town and having a good time. And if you would like to support the Brave New Workshop during this period of time, we have a number of ways that you can give contributions in order to support the institution and all of the people that work there. You can do so through the link that you will find in the social media description, whatever platform you happen to be watching this on, or you can find a link on our website as well if you were watching on bravenewworkshop.com. Now, with all of that said and done, if you are not able to make a contribution, we are just very, very grateful that you are here regardless, and we want you to have a good time. So sit back, relax, and a lot happened this week while nothing was happening. First of all, Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota announced he was extending the stay-at-home order for the state for 2 more weeks. Now, some governors don't communicate much information, but not Tim Walz. Tim Walz does not end a press conference until he gives all the information. For those of you who are not here in Minnesota, we'll give you a little bit of what that looks like. How does he deliver this information? With the tiniest, most unreadable PowerPoint slides known to man. He gives graphs, he gives statistics, and he delivers them in the smallest fonts possible. He spent a portion of his briefing on Thursday explaining what this graph in particular meant, not because anyone questioned its validity, but because no one could read a single word, number, or line on it. Now, his information is amazing. His graphic design needs work. Most of these slides are primarily negative white space, but then so is Minnesota. And with the Minnesota order extended yet again, a pattern has emerged. It's kind of like Groundhog Day. A fuzzy, adorable creature emerges from seclusion, sees his graph, and we get 2 more weeks of what feels like winter. Now, Kim Jong-un still may be alive or dead, brain dead, in a coma, or he may simply have an ingrown toenail. We still don't know for sure. North Korea released this photo of Kim at the opening of a fertilizer plant that has him conveniently posed under the date May 1st. Thus, we know it's real, because North Korea has never lied about anything. The situation was updated earlier in the week when it was reported the dictator might simply be vacationing at a luxury resort. Although, who could possibly imagine the leader of a country going to a luxury resort when a global pandemic is threatening its people? In good news, earlier this week, NIAID director and your mom's internet boyfriend, Dr. Anthony Fauci, has announced he believes a vaccine for COVID-19 could be available for millions as early as January. You know what that means. This year's Feast of the Epiphany is going to be lit. The governor of California has ordered the closing of all public beaches and state parks, finally learning the lesson we should have learned after watching the mayor of Amity from Jaws. Ironically, some people have used Jaws as an example of why we should reopen public areas across the country, saying that it is an individual's choice as to whether or not they want to swim in shark-infested waters. The major difference, of course, is that if you get attacked by a shark because of your choice, you can't accidentally carry the shark back to a nursing home where it eats your grandma. We're very excited that we found that GIF. But one of the biggest stories of the past 7 days had to be Vice President Mike Pence visiting the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota, probably because he was sick and tired of guarding Johnny Quest. Vice President Pence drew criticism for not wearing a mask despite this being a Mayo Clinic policy. Now, excuses for why he didn't wear a mask were immediate and varied. First, he said he wanted to look healthcare workers in the eye, begging the question, where are Mike Pence's eyes? Then, he said he is regularly tested for COVID-19, even though I'm sure he wasn't tested immediately after flying across the country with an entourage of dozens of people and coming in contact with dozens more on the way. And finally, even Karen Pence, his wife, or as he calls her, mother, made an excuse for him, saying he didn't know about the Mayo Clinic policy, even though he previously released a public statement saying that he chose not to wear one, and in spite of the fact that clearly everyone else on his team got the memo. And even if he didn't know that masks were required, don't you think he would have asked about it when everyone else was wearing one? How could he not notice that obvious, important detail? Now, it makes sense why Johnny and Haji were constantly getting kidnapped, even under his watchful eye. But in the end, we know that Mike Pence didn't wear a mask for one reason, and that's because he doesn't fear the virus. It's because he fears something else way more. Because while he may refer to his wife as mother, we all know who he calls daddy. And that brings us up to where we are this week. Now, we have been in isolation for quite a while. Up to this point, it has been myself and Lauren Anderson working together to bring you these streaming shows. But this week, we are adding another performer back into the fold from our main stage cast. And I am very excited to welcome back for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak, Mr. Denzel Beelan. Let's hear it for him. Yes. Hello, Denzel.
Hello, Caleb. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty okay. I am in our spare room. It is dark. I have a ring light because I am a millennial and I need to look good during this. And I couldn't be more thrilled to be actually doing something creative.
Well, I'm extremely excited to hear that you are, and I quote, pretty okay. That is a ringing endorsement for your mood at the moment, and I hope that we can improve that.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. It is, in fact, my mood of the moment. I feel like every 4 hours, internally, I just spin a wheel like the big Price is Right wheel, and whatever it lands on is how I'm feeling. Sometimes it's overwhelmed, sometimes it's blissfully happy, sometimes it's tequila drunk. Who knows?
Excellent, excellent. And if you think about it, life really is the showcase showdown. But it's really more like the first showcase. It's not like the second one. It's the one you pass on in order to get to the one that has the jet ski.
Exactly. I feel very much the same way because the first one always has these things that you're like, that sounds good, but will actually be a lot of work. Like a washer
Hmm.
and dryer. And you're like, I could always use a new washer and dryer, but I have to get the old one out, and the show won't pay for that. And really, all I want is a trip to Rome.
Yes. It's like, you could win these parquet wood floors, installation not included.
Exactly. When instead, I just want a jet ski. When will I use a jet ski? How do you park a jet ski? I should learn how to swim first, but I still want that jet ski, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, you said that you were pretty okay. And I feel like
Hmm.
that is a sentiment that we get from a lot of people nowadays. But do you find yourself, when you talk to your friends, your family, people in your community, when you do have a chance to connect with them, do you feel like there is anything that they are doing in order to cope with this new abnormal that we are dealing with? Is there anything that they reach for as comfort in this? And is there anything that you have been doing in order to make that happen?
You know, Caleb, I've actually had a lot of friends do different things to bring them solace during these changing times, if you will. I've had a
Hmm.
lot of people changing their hair, whether they're bleaching it, dyeing it, or just shaving it all off. I have a lot of people who are impulsively making questionable choices. Me, for instance, I just bought a lot of different furniture because why not? And, you know, some people just want to dance. So I figured, hey, why not do it all?
What do you mean when you say do it all?
I mean, I have been gorging myself on RuPaul's Drag Race, Caleb. I mean, get with the program.
No, okay, I actually, this is true. I don't think that I have that channel.
I mean, no one does, Caleb. Cable is dead. And VH1 finally realized that no one cares what the basketball wives are up to, and have officially dedicated 5 full hours of Drag Race content every Friday night.
5 hours?
Yeah, okay, so it's the main episode from last week, the new main episode for this week, the behind the scenes of this week's mini show, and Celebrity Drag Race, plus commercials. It's a lot to gog down, but boy, am I gogging it all up.
Okay, dude, real quickly here, back up for a second. Celebrity
Mhm.
Drag Race. What is that?
Oh, yes. Okay. It's very new this year. It's very 2020.
Mhm.
A little bit of a disaster. So think like The
Mhm.
Masked Singer meets The Voice meets I have nothing else better to do with my time, so I'm gonna watch this show.
Okay, that still seems like way too much.
Oh, Caleb. It's because you're right. It is. But RuPaul's Drag Race, or RPDR for those of you who can't get enough of acronyms in your life, I mean, this show has been big for the queer community. And in turn, that means it's been big for the straight female community, which in turn means that they have yet another thing to enjoy when straight men inevitably let them down.
Ouch.
I mean, you know, as Lizzo said and won awards with, truth hurts, Caleb. But you know what they say beauty is pain, and drag is pain, but with glitter. Now, I know you and many of our lovely friends watching this are like, Denzel, there's so much TV to binge. Why should I even enter the fantabulous world of Drag Race? And I would say, oh, Debbie, that's a stupid question. Drag is art, and art is a reflection of the world. Okay, Caleb. Friends. Mom. Caleb is drag is a reflection of the world. Now, gentlemen, start your engines, and may the best woman be ready to understand how this whole pandemic we are going through is just like the drag race experience. Aha. For instance, we all came into this year with the confidence of season 6 hopeful Laganja Estranja, screaming, okay, 2020, let's get sickening. And boy, did it. Death drops included. We are all feeling very attacked right now. Like many a drag race queen, I also didn't prepare for a challenge I knew was coming. I mean, some people have no idea what their Snatch Game character would be, and I never learned how to cook anything besides toast. But it is okay because there's always a skill that can help you save the day. I mean, be the own lip sync assassin of your life and remind the world that you have at least one talent. Even if it is reminding everyone you are from New York, therefore you should be doing much better than you actually are.
Okay. I feel like I am missing a reference or 8 to 12.
I mean, this whole shablam is references. Wake up, Pearl!
Who is Pearl?
Okay. Now, just like a queen who has lip synced for her life for the third time in a row and somehow survived, you may also be feeling down on yourself, questioning if you have what it takes to take the crown. I mean, some of us have even made attempts to better ourselves. I personally bought some running shoes. That turned into walking shoes. That turned into nacho shoes. But just like season 1 of Drag Race All-Stars, it's okay that your new idea is a train wreck of a disaster. But get back up and remember, the best doesn't always win. So try and hope that the tall black goddess-like figure who's judging you happens to take a fancy to you. Because remember, it's not just about doing your best, it's about being memorable enough that people want to remember you. I mean, opulent! And hey, okay, I know that some of you are out there really trying to stay positive with your outlook, and that's fine. But sometimes you just need to put on your glasses because the library is open. Because reading is what, Caleb?
Good for you?
Reading is fundamental, darling. So, in the tradition of Paris is Burning, let's read this whole pandemic boots the house down, child. Okay? Coronavirus girl. I know you have a snotty attitude, but that doesn't mean you actually have to live in the snot, dear. Ooh. COVID-19? What's that number for? All the friends you don't have? People protesting COVID-19 rules. Okay, girls, how you gonna protest a virus that doesn't have a vaccine? I mean, I didn't realize the movie Dumb and Dumber was just a documentary about you all. To my single folks out there, get off the apps. What you think is gonna happen? Someone's gonna come over and love the fact that you live in your pajamas 24/7 now? Okay, here's one for the science folks. COVID-19 is so basic that its pH is a beige 0. And Caleb?
Me?
You wear so much black, you make me look like the Queen of England. Ooh! Caleb!
Again, why?
Okay, they call you a comedy robot, but I think you might be malfunctioning.
All right, that's enough.
Okay, right. You're right. The library is closed for now.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Denzel. It is great to have you here this week, and I will try to get up to date on all of the references that I missed in this last piece, all right?
Yes.
We will bring Denzel back here in the second half, along with Lauren Anderson, who has been with me the last, I don't even know how many weeks it is right now. And to that effect, I wanted to share something with you that Lauren and I have been working on together. We realize that with the extension of stay-at-home orders, not just here in Minnesota, but other places across the country, that can be very trying for some people. And because of that, you have to persevere. You have to reach down deep and somehow power through it. And we put together an artistic short film about triumphing over adversity, about pushing forward when it seems like you should stop and give up. We wanted to recall the early class oppression works of Jean Ennui, along with the French New Wave cinema of Claude Chabrol. And, well, we came up with this. We hope that you enjoy it. Take a look.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get it up. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands
We hope that was as inspirational for you watching it as it was for us putting it together. Now, we are going to take a brief break here in just a second. When I come back, we will be joined by Lauren Anderson, and we'll be bringing back Denzel Beelan. We'll be doing some special stuff for you in the second half of the show as we go away here for a brief break so that you can stretch your legs or do whatever it is that you have to do. We'll remind you that this is the Brave New Workshop Goes Viral. It is our ongoing Saturday night streaming series that we are doing while we cannot open the theater due to the stay-at-home orders here in Minnesota. If you would like to support the Brave New Workshop and allow it to continue as the nation's oldest, longest running comedy satirical theater, you can do so by clicking on the links that you can find either in your social media platform that you are watching on, the description that accompanies this live stream, or on our website at bravenewworkshop.com if you are watching the stream there. If you can't donate, we absolutely understand. Honestly, we are just happy and grateful that you are all here, and we hope that you are having a good time. We are going to take about a 5-minute break, and when we come back, I'll be rejoined by Denzel Beelan and Lauren Anderson, and we'll see you then. Thank you.
When you're low and your knees can't rise, you feel helpless and you're looking to the sky. Some people would say to accept defeat. Well, if this is fate, then we'll find a way to cheat. 'Cause we'll say a little prayer. If the answer isn't fair, you know you can call on me when you need somebody. You can call on me when you can't stop the tears from falling down. You know you can call on me, call on me, darling. You can call on me. You can't stop the tears from falling down. When you're weary and the road is dark, and I'll guide you with the beating of my heart. And if the Calvary and the help don't come, well then we'll find a way to dodge a smoking gun. 'Cause we'll say a little prayer. But if the answer isn't fair, then call on me. When you need somebody, call on me. When you can't stop the tears from falling down. You know you can call on me, call on me, darling. You can't stop the tears from falling down. Somebody
crash and burn, return. Listen to yourself churn. Locking in, uniform and book, burning blood, letting every motive escalate. Automotive incinerate. Light a candle, light a motor, step down, watching heel crush, crush. This means no fear. Cavalier, renegade, steering clear. A tournament of lies. Offer me solutions, offer me alternatives, and I decline. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. You are watching the Brave New Workshop Goes Viral. This is the streaming program we do every Saturday night until the Brave New Workshop Live Theater is able to open its doors once again. We are so grateful to have all of you here, and as always, if you would like to support the Brave New Workshop, you can follow the links that are in the descriptions on whatever social media platform you are watching this on, or on our website, bravenewworkshop.com, if you are watching it there. But once again, we are just happy that you are all here. We are so pleased to have you with us and grateful that you could take some time out of your busy, busy week of travel and work and whatever in order to be here and enjoy a little bit of fun. Now, before the break, we showed you a new video that we had made, and one of the things that we have been discovering are some of the old video sketches that we have suddenly have brand new meaning in the midst of this new abnormal that we are all experiencing right now. And we had this clip from our archives from a holiday show from a number of years ago, and it seems like it might be more relevant now than it ever was in the past. So sit back and let's take a look.
You've tried the Snuggie, but the back is just open to the world. You've tried the Forever Lazy, but you don't have time to unzip a hatch every time you need to do business. There's got to be a better way. If you're through with messing around, then do you know what you need? You need the Crap Sack. The makers of the Snuggie and the Forever Lazy bring you the newest innovation to keep you on the couch and alone this holiday season. The Crap Sack is perfect for when you already feel like a great big sack of crap. Don't worry, the extra absorbent material is made to soak up any accidents you might have. So when you relax, you can really relax. The Crap Sack comes with a built-in beer cozy and a pouch for your favorite flavor of chicken wings. And if you call in the next, well, whenever you get to it, we'll throw in the one and only sandwich spike. Our patented sandwich spike sits comfortably on your shoulder for quick and easy sandwich spiking. And our delivery crews are highly trained medical personnel who will diaper and swaddle you directly into the Crap Sack, so you don't have to lift an atrophied finger. The Crap Sack is also equipped with auto defibrillator paddles, so when your heart stops, you'll be automatically shocked back to life, or at least what's left of it. And the best part is, the Crap Sack doubles as a body bag for when you surely die. It even comes with a complimentary toe tag with probable cause of death already filled out. That way you can check whichever box you prefer. We want the inevitable end of your life to be as comfortable as possible. So remember this Christmas, for all the sacks of crap in your life, call now and order 1-800-CRAP-SACK. That's 1-800-CRAP-SAC.
Truly disturbing, but also truly useful, now more than ever. Thank you and welcome back, everybody. Pleased to have you here. And in just a second, I'm going to be joined again by Denzel Beelan and Lauren Anderson. Will be joining us live for the first time this week, although you saw her in the video earlier in the show. And we're going to do a little bit of an improvised scene for you. And we thought we would honor Denzel's kind of diatribe about RuPaul's Drag Race by doing a scene about 3 suburban women and who have been locked up to the point where they just maybe can't take it anymore. And they're going to be having a wine o'clock happy hour. Now, a couple of days ago on social media, we posted the question, what is the craziest thing you would break quarantine for? And we got a whole list of suggestions that people sent in. And what I will do from time to time throughout this is when we talk about what we would break quarantine for, I will be looking at a list that is being emailed to me as we speak by the people who manage our social media accounts. So when you hear me reading something off of the phone, that will be the first time that I have seen it. We will have to take it, use it in the scene, and keep things moving forward as we do so. So I will be joined here in just a second by Denzel and Lauren, and we will improvise 3 women on the edge of something of a nervous breakdown. Here we go. Oh my God!
Oh my God! Oh, it's so
I
Like,
good to
missed
hear
can you hear
you.
me? Can you
Yeah,
hear
I can
Yes,
me?
hear you. Can you hear
yes,
me?
Okay, good.
I
I
Okay.
can
hear
hear
you
you.
too.
Oh my
Yes.
Oh
god. Yeah, my
my
son set this up for me, and I'm just making sure everything works.
It's,
God!
it is
Oh,
so good to see your faces. And let me just say that you both look fantastic. Isolation is treating you well.
oh my
Oh,
God, Karen, you are so good. So good to see
god.
you, Karen.
And you
Oh my
too, Karen.
god.
And you
And
too,
Karen,
I
how are you?
Karen.
Yes, how are you, Karen?
I am doing so well now that I'm with my 3 best friends. You Karen, and this Karen. Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
okay, right? Hey,
You
this
know,
one's for you
Mm.
guys. You know what? This one's for you guys, okay?
yeah.
Cheers to being strong, brave women, okay? Like going through it. Cause like
Mm-hmm.
it's just been really hard. Like, I'm sorry, like, don't even look at my dry ends right now. Like, ah!
Oh my god. My hair is like a mess these days. It's just everywhere.
Oh,
Like,
well,
I
at least
swear,
your hair can go everywhere. I have not been anywhere and it is killing me. It's
Oh.
killing me. It's like I
girl.
am in a gulag.
Oh yeah. I mean, totally. Girl, you totally look good with that quarantine cut though. I'm so glad you just
Mm-hmm.
decided to chop it all off. Cause like seriously, it is working for you. You look like a young, like hot, like Janet Reno with like a sun kiss. You know what I mean?
Oh
Oh,
my god.
that is
I was
so
also
kind.
thinking Janet Ringo with Sunkissed. I literally was
Yeah.
thinking it and Karen said it.
Well,
Like I'm
I was worried about it at first, but I didn't really have a choice. It wasn't so much that I went with the cut as this started with a horrible ceiling fan accident. And well, basically, I just cleaned up the damage that was done, and I feel like I was left with something that looks like a late stage Linda Hamilton.
oh my God, Karen, that is
Oh my
so
god.
tragic. I had
I
no idea
mean,
that
I'm
happened to
so sad
you.
that you were so hard on yourself.
Oh
Seriously.
well, you
Karen, here's to Karen, okay?
Here's to Karen. Yes.
I
Miss you,
drink to
girl.
Karen every day.
Mm.
Oh my
Hmm.
god. Okay, girls, should we get a little real? Like, what's going on? Like, is it all sunshine and rainbows on your end of suburbia,
Um,
or is it?
okay, so you guys know I just opened my house. We just opened our pool up in
Mm-hmm.
Edina because it's like finally warm
Mm-hmm.
for once. And
Oh my
Yes.
I
god.
went into the pool today, but like the pool guy was unable to come by. So we had to like do our own drainage and make sure the pH of of our chlorine was like intact ourselves. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. So,
Oh.
I mean, I think that's why I look a little green, but you know.
Well, that's, it's not like you don't already have so much to deal with all of this. Like I started today, our maintenance and landscaping group, they have not been by to service things. Now it's too late for them to do pre-emergent treatments because
Oh
the
my
weeds
God.
are emergent. They have emerged. And we are going to have to take drastic measures to deal with the crabgrass and the thistles and the creeping Charlie. It's just too much to even think about at this point.
Oh my
As
God.
if the isolation. Go
Remember
ahead.
Creeping Charlie was what we called my ex-boyfriend in college.
Oh, I am so glad he was finally convicted.
I mean,
There is
serious.
there is not enough community service to make up for just the way his eyes would send a chill up my spine.
Just the worst. I mean, absolute. So what about you, Karen? What are you up to?
Well, okay, so as you know, I do have the kids, and
Mm,
as you know, the schools have been closed, and as you
hmm
know, they have been learning from home from a distance. But it's only a
Well,
distance for those teachers, am I right? Because I feel like they're just right up on me all the time.
Like,
yes,
I don't
my
even know
children
how you do
too. Yes, my
Oh
kids
my
too are
god.
extremely loud and incredibly close. It is just frightening. And I will say this too, that the more I am around them, the more I don't fear COVID-19. I want to walk out into it with arms outstretched and just embrace whatever it is it wants to bring my way. Because at
Oh
this
my God.
point, it has gotten to the point where I would break quarantine for a Chipotle burrito. I know.
Oh my God.
Um, um,
I totally know what you mean, Karen. Like, I am so hungry for like something with cilantro in it that I didn't have to prepare myself.
Oh yes. Oh, it is
And okay, here's
like.
the thing. Here's the thing, right? Like, there's all this like curbside stuff, but it's like if
Mhm.
I drove all the way there in my Subaru, I should be able to get out and sit somewhere else, right? Like, I don't deserve the fact that I have to be on the curb like everyone else when I drove there. It just doesn't even make sense.
It is terrible and oppressive when you drive to a Chipotle and you look through the plate glass window that is separating you from that delicious tube of dreams. It is like a neck pillow that you need inside of you.
Oh my
Mm.
God, Karen, you are like so existential right now. I'm like loving it. It's like you can totally tell you were an English major. Like, seriously.
The
I'm
one
like
good thing
moved right
about this is I have been journaling again, and I feel like it's making a difference. I've
Oh.
because
focused
I
my rage
oh,
into my words, and I feel like that helps. Thank
oh my
you.
God. Here's to you, Karen, because I
Here's the
know
Karen.
Thank you.
Karen, because I
You
know
have
how hard
always.
it is. I
Go
know how
ahead. I'm
hard it is
sorry.
to bullet journal, okay? It
Hmm.
is really hard to get graph paper, especially when you can't go source it yourself. Like, whoever said bullet
Absolutely.
journals were non-essential is crazy.
Oh
Hmm.
my god, right? I feel like there have been so many things that are like so essential to me that have been deemed like non essential. Like, do you see these nail beds? Do you see them? They're
Oh,
horrid and I'm so ashamed.
nail beds are like flower beds. You have to get them when they're pre-emergent. Listen, I will tell you
Exactly.
this. I will tell you this though. Chipotle is not the only thing I would break quarantine for. I would also break quarantine for Dave Matthews at my front door. That shows you how low I have set my standards. Dave
Oh my
Matthews is
God.
like, he's not so much the least cool rock star as he is the most cool social studies teacher, and I'm willing to settle for that now. That's how
I mean,
isolated I feel.
like, honestly, I've been drinking so much that I have been like pretty continuously under the table and dreaming.
Mm-hmm. There are times when I think that Dave Matthews is what would happen to John Mayer if he just let himself go.
Oh my God, yes,
Oh
Karen,
my god, that
yes.
is so astute. That is like the
Mhm.
world's most perfect simile that I've ever heard, which makes sense because you're like an English major. You're so good with your words, Karen.
Well, thank you.
Okay,
Again, I have been journaling.
seriously, guys, I have a confession to make though. Like,
Mhm.
honestly, I've been so bored and so trying to like not be in charge of homeschooling my children that I just keep
Mhm.
making more loaves of zucchini bread. Like, I am up to like 15 loaves. And it's like, zucchini's not even like really in season right now, but I'm just like going crazy with that. Like, and I'm shaping the loaves into like different celebrity profiles. Like, I just did a
Oh.
Bradley Cooper the other day and it was delicious. Like, that's
Oh my
how
god.
bored I am.
Oh my god. I love that. Oh my god. You know what? So we are a banana bread household, of course,
Oh.
because bananas are the spice of life in our neck of the woods. And like
Yeah.
I've been shaping them, but only in like Midwestern states that you like often forget about.
Oh my God, Karen, that's such a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys noticed that it is weird that most abnormal breads are made out of cylindrical other fruits or vegetables, the zucchini or the banana or whatever? I mean, bread has always bothered me, even in its normal state. It's like wheat and yeast got together and was on its way to making beer and just gave up.
You
Uh,
know why? You know why, Karen? The patriarchy. That's why.
Oh. That may have been the most disturbing, roughly 8 to 10 minutes of my life, right there. I feel like,
Caleb, you're natural Karen though. I just want to say it's like you really got the essence there.
it's I'm kind of a method actor, and I find that every time I go into Karen, it is that much more difficult to come back out.
Okay, so can we just inform people that don't know, right? So there's a phenomenon of a certain type of typically white woman, and like when they're in their 20s, they're called Becky's. When they're in their 30s, they're called Karens, and when they're in their 50s or 40s, 50s on up, right? They're Susans. Is that right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Am I getting that
Mm-hmm.
right?
I have no
And
idea.
they're all the same kind of like basic white lady. And they're not like bad, but they're not necessarily aware of their own privilege, shall we say.
This is clearly something that has been learned through watching RuPaul's Drag Race. Yes.
Right. And reading is what, Caleb?
Literate.
and
The sad thing is like I'm the only one of you three that is old enough to remember when reading is fundamental was an actual phrase used in commercials back in the day.
That we had a poster like that when I was like, in preschool.
Mhm. For me, it was when I was doing
I
my
learned it from Drag
postgraduate work.
Race.
Yes, you are far too young to have experienced the original incarnation of reading is fundamental. You fresh-faced millennial, you. Eventually,
That
your
scene
soul will be crushed.
that scene made me really want to have like an actual wine o'clock with you guys though. We should just have like a wind down. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It is.
Oh yeah.
You guys know this, but not sure if other people do. But I have never had alcohol in my life up to this point. There's no real reason for it. I always say I don't drink for the same reason I don't play golf. I just never started, and now it seems expensive. But maybe when we get out of this, it will be our first foray into wine o'clock together. But I'll need responsible adults around me.
I was hoping you were gonna do the golf joke. I love that joke. It's so like perfectly. It's perfect.
Well,
It's perfect description of why you don't drink. It makes so much sense to me knowing you all this time, because you're like, it's just expensive, and I don't understand why people do it. And I didn't start young enough. That's the killer. That's all.
Yeah, and people are always, as soon as they find out, they're always like, "Oh, there has to be some deep-seated reason for it." And I'm like, no, it's just same reason some people don't play ping pong.
But what was your recipe that you were telling me about the other day? The spicy saltines. We could drink and you could have the hors d'oeuvres of spicy saltines. Am I getting that right?
Just something like that. For everyone who is watching here, I do not have like a special family recipe for spicy saltine crackers. This is an Alton Brown thing that I discovered online and tried at one point from his YouTube series. So this is not my contribution to the culinary world. Spicy saltine crackers is just something that I tried at one point. As you make me sound even more boring than I actually am.
And white too. And super white. Just the whitest.
Well, which is unfortunate because Caleb, you're like one of the world's most interesting people. And yet, like, Caleb has some very great stories that are all, for me, like, limited series on HBO wonderment.
Eventually, I think that's where I'm headed. My life is headed towards being a limited series on HBO, but like one of the trashy limited series on HBO. It won't be Band of Brothers. If it is Band of Brothers, it'll be Band of Brothers: The Pacific, the disappointing of the two Band of Brothers.
I'd still watch though. It's still something you want to see.
Excellent.
It's just not as much spin-off merch.
No, not quite as much. Thank you both so much for joining me here this week. We will have Lauren, Denzel, and other members of the Brave New Workshop main stage back over the next few weeks. We are looking forward to working more people back into the fold. Anything you want to say to everyone out there who is locked up in their homes right now? Lauren, Denzel?
Thanks for watching. We really appreciate your virtual laughter, and we hope you're hanging in there. Stay safe, everybody.
And I know that I am so excited to see you all in person one day on our stage, and we're just going to have a blast, you know?
Excellent. Thank you, Lauren and Denzel, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye. All right. And that brings us to the end of our program here this week. Thank you all so much for joining us. This has been The Brave New Workshop Goes Viral, and The Brave New Workshop is the oldest, longest-running comedy theater in America. If you would like to support us during the pandemic, you can do so by clicking on the link that you will find in the description on whatever social media platform you happen to be watching this live stream on, or on our website, bravenewworkshop.com. If you can't, thank you so much for being here. We are just grateful that you spent some time with us here tonight. We will be back next week. Like us on the various platforms of social media to find out about everything we've got going on, and we wish you all the best. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we hope to see you in person again real soon. Good night, everyone.
Now and then I think of when we were together. you said you felt so happy you could die. I told myself that you were right for me, but felt so lonely in your company. But that was love and it's innate, I still